The 10 best buys in motorcycles for 2017. It's no secret we have a weakness for retro-styled bikes, and the new Yamaha 950 Seychelles Rupees hits all the right notes. Just check out the sweet vintage lace wheels and old-school number plates. The SCR looks like something that would roll right out of Steve McQueen's garage in the 1970s. The new on-off-road Scrambler-style machine is based on the bones of the Yamaha Bolt cruiser, including its 942cc air-cooled twin. But the transformation to SCR was accomplished by adding a taller suspension and handlebars for a comfier riding position, of course with relatively modest underpinnings. The SCR won't keep up with the more focused bikes dedicated to dirt sports or backroad hustling, but with an easy riding personality, classic style, and an estimated 51 mpg. The SCR is a bike that looks like a weekend toy, but makes for an excellent daily rider. The original Vanvan dates all the way back to the early 1970s. And a reborn version has been sold overseas for several years, but this year we get a chance to swing a leg over this affordable little tyke. Don't expect much power, there's just a 199cc single-cylinder thumping away and backed by a 5-speed, but because it weighs just 282 pounds. It should be plenty nimble and quite a bit of fun to ride around town. The Vanvan is built for comfort with a thick wide seat and upright controls. So here would be a great first bike for someone that doesn't want to spend a lot on their new hobby. The skinny fuel tank helps keep this machine's proportions tidy, but with only 1.7-GALLONS on board, don't expect to road trip this bike without lots of pit stops. Triumph has long proven that expensive bikes in classic style don't have to go hand in hand. Last year the company completely redesigned and modernized the Bonneville lineup with several engine sizes and power outputs. The new Street Cup, based on that Bonne, is like a smaller, cheaper, and friendlier Thruxton. The Cup uses the mildly tuned 900cc version of the parallel twin engine, but engineers included a throatier exhaust system. The Street Cup was designed to look like a faithful recreation of a classic cafe racer, and it works. The rider sits low and forward on this bike, thanks to the low handlebars, and hides behind a small fly screen, but the Triumph crew made some special adjustments to the Bonne's chassis to sharpen its handling, including a unique suspension, and don't let looks fool you. The Cup might look vintage, but Triumph has loaded it with modern tech like throttle-by-wire and ABS. Honda's middleweight sport bike, the CBR500R, is one of those rare bikes with wide appeal. It's a great machine for first-time riders as well as seasoned enthusiasts that appreciate the nimble size, low price, and solid handling. The 471cc parallel twin is smooth and torquey and happy to rev, and the suspension is very comfortable and compliant, whether around town or in the canyons. The CBR500R benefited from some substantial changes last year, including a revised suspension, new styling, and both a new exhaust and intake translation. It looks and sounds even better than before. But what hasn't changed is its status as a gateway to sport bike culture. Honda broke new ground with its Grom mini bike back in 2014. It was cute, fun, and quickly became cult hit. The bike was such a success, Kawasaki wanted a slice of the 125cc single-cylinder pie. The new Z125 Pro is ultra-compact and light, 225 pounds, plus it undercuts that Honda in price. In fact, it's the only bike on the low 31.7-IN ch seat height, means it's an easy machine for riders with nearly any stature. The Z125 certainly looks aggressive and has a sport-style suspension that should make it a blast around town. Of course, if you need to hit the freeway, this little Kawi won't cut it. But it's so small and inexpensive, we could see owning one and parking it right next to a full-size bike as a spunky little errand hopper. Best of all, The Z125 should return close to 100 mpg. Modern sport bikes have the technology, power, and sharp handling to seamlessly make the transition from road to track. But isn't there room for a sport bike that's just a little more comfortable? Apparently so. Ducati has created a sport bike that's friendly to ride every day. The riding position is more upright, so less of your body weight is focused down on your wrists. Still, this is still a beastly quick machine thanks to his 937cc liquid-cooled L-twin that puts down 113 horsepower way up at 9,000 revolutions per minute, and with just 463 pounds to pull around. It certainly won't be lacking when the road twists. The Supersport comes standard with a system that dials in specific riding and power modes, not unlike a modern high-performance sports sedan, and includes traction and ABS. You doesn't typically think of BMW as cheap bikes, but the new G310R is here to change that. The new bike uses a 313cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder that cranks out 34 horsepower up at 9,500 revolutions per minute, and that's plenty because this little bike weighs